Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 27 of Shattered Image, and this one is aptly titled Lunch with a Side of Flirting. I'll go ham, cheese, and tomato, you said. Oh, I was going to get that. Sero said in a teasing voice, looking at you with a cheeky look on his face. Nah, you can't or I'll quirk you, you teased. This is my dandelion, you said, bringing in the story about when you were in kindy and fought your friend for the last dandelion. Okay, well, what if I go egg and lettuce? He asked questioningly. Ooh, bro, that's a risky move, isn't it? You asked playfully. 5-day-old egg? He hummed unsurely. Yeah, but it's better than the chicken salad one. You looked over at his menu and hummed. Yeah, that one does look soggy as frick, bro. Why did we have to come here? You asked. Well, we can't leave, he replied. I'm staying in the guest suite, and they won't let me out till you come out, so we're stuck in here together. For some reason that made you really happy, but you tried to hide your happiness. Ugh, lame, okay, whatever. You get the death sandwich, 5-day-old egg? You asked. Yeah. He replied, give me death. Okay, you asked for it, you replied, putting your menu down. I'll go order it. He said, you want a drink? Or of something mysterious? Surprise me, you replied with a shrug. Okay, hold up, he said as he put his menu down and stood up to go and order at the counter. You sat there and looked the other way, spacing out as he waited for his turn to order at the counter. It was a little chilly in the cafe, and you shuddered a little and rubbed your arms as you sat there. Should have bought my hoodie, but I think they took it because it had blood on it, you thought. I still have Sero's one at home. Maybe I can ask him to drop by the house and get it for me. I don't want to see my parents at the moment. Just then you felt something warm wrap over your shoulders, and you startled and looked up. You're cold, right? Sero asked as he let go of the jumper that he had just placed around his shoulders and walked around the table to sit down opposite you. How did you know? You asked with surprise. I was watching you, and you rubbed your arms, and then you shivered a bit. They took your jumper for evidence, didn't they? He asked. Oh, yeah, they did. You noticed way too much, you weirdo, you teased. If I ask for them to let me out later, do you want me to go to yours and grab clothes for you? I can grab my hoodie from yours. He offered. Can this guy read minds? You asked yourself. That'd be really helpful, actually. Yeah, thanks, you replied. I don't know how long they're going to keep me in here, but the guy this morning was saying something about tests. Oh, yeah, a brain scan. Sero said. Yeah, something like that. Did they tell you? You asked. Sero knew more than what he was letting on, but he knew his role was to keep you calm and to give you good company, so he was going to stick with that and just trust the professionals on this one. Yeah, I heard it in passing, he replied, resting his bulky elbows on the table between you guys. Those are some serious elbows, bro, you said, looking at them. How much tape can you make? A lot, he laughed. I've been practicing, he added, holding one elbow up to show you better. Can I touch it? You asked, reaching a hand out, and he nodded and leaned forwards. Wow, you added. It's sturdy. Well, it's got to be, because it's got to hold all my weight, and sometimes other heavy things, he said. Are you calling me heavy? You asked playfully. You carried me. Oh, no man, you're light as. Sero said emphatically. I could carry you around all day, no problem. You remembered him picking you up a few times and had to look away for a second. Looking him in the eye when he said something like that was making it a little harder to breathe. Just then the waitress brought your food and his food over, and he thanked her before looking down at the food in front of him. Well, you said, this looks sus. You poked the bread with a finger. Okay, here we go, he said, picking up his sandwich and taking a bite of it. You picked up yours and looked it over with a critical eye. How's your death sandwich? You asked him when you looked up and saw that he had taken a bite already. I'm still alive, he replied through a mouthful. It's okay. How's yours? Take a bite. You looked at it and then took a tentative bite out the side. Oh, come on. You got to commit to the bite, Sero teased. Man, I'm not about to die in this hospital, you replied. I got too much to live for. Well, mine's actually okay, Sero replied, finishing his mouthful and going to take a second bite. I call Cap, you said. Let me have a bite. Only if I can try yours, he replied, and you clutched the sandwich quickly to your chest. This is my dandelion, you teased with a smirk. Okay, I'll give you my dandelion if you give me yours, Sero teased back, matching your energy, while he held his sandwich out to you. You leaned forwards and took a massive bite of his sandwich, and the look on his face was priceless. Whoa, hey man, why did you take a monster bite of my sandwich when you didn't even take a bite of your own? He asked, and you cackled with your mouth full of egg. Give me a dandelion, he demanded playfully, reaching for your sandwich. Nah, bro, nah, get your own, you laughed, pulling your sandwich back and still laughing. He stood up to reach over the table, but you kept pulling it away until finally he used his quirk and wrapped tape around your wrists to stop you from moving and then reeled you into himself, your hands and wrists being pulled towards him as he pulled your sandwich to his mouth. Ah! You screeched playfully as his mouth clamped down over your sandwich still clutched in your hands. He punctuated. Yeah, that's good, he said through the mouthful of ham, cheese and tomato. I think it was better. You bet it is. Now untie me before I quirk you, you thief, you teased. It was more of my 5-day-old egg sandwich, he asked, detaching his tape from his elbow and then using his hands to pull it off your wrists and hand. Nah, I'll eat mine, you said. There's hardly any left now that you ate basically all of it. Well, as if, he replied. You still have way more than me. Look at mine, he said as he held his sandwich up next to yours to compare. Without warning, you lunged at his sandwich and took another huge bite out of it, which made him yelp again, much to your amusement. This was the first time he had ever heard you laugh, and he was loving it. He didn't care that you had just taken heaps of bites of his sandwich. Just seeing you relaxed and with your guard down was enough for him. He was being fed plenty right now. See, this is why they say not to get a girlfriend, he said playfully as he put his sandwich back to himself. They always take all your food. You grinned at him through your mouthful and then swallowed. Have you ever had a girlfriend before? You asked him. Who, me? He asked with surprise. No, everyone wants the hot guy in the class, and it's never me. What do you mean it's never you? You asked. Look at you, of course the girls would be going for you. Oh, you think so? He asked a little bashfully. Well, next time you hear about someone liking me, let them know I'm open. Fat chance, bro, I ain't sending any girls your way. This is my dandelion, they can go get their own. You thought, yeah, sure, whatever, you said nonchalantly. Just then the waitress ran back over with 2 drinks in hand and placed them down on the table in front of you. Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot your drinks, she said in a panic. Oh, it's fine, Sero said with a polite smile. I hadn't even noticed. She apologised again and then thanked him and walked off, and you looked down at the suspicious-looking drinks. What is this? You asked, poking the side of the glass. It's supposed to be an iced coffee, Sero said, but I don't know, it looks. Just then you reached over and grabbed his glass and quickly placed it to your mouth and took a sip. Hey, what? He exclaimed. You tried not to snort iced coffee out of your nose at his expression and then calmly placed it down on the table again. Yeah, it's good, you said calmly. Give me my drink, you little thief. Can't take you anywhere. He chatted playfully. Need to be in a straitjacket. He joked. Well, you have the tape quirk, don't you? You joked. Yeah, I do. I bet I could tie you up real good, he replied. And although it probably wasn't meant to come across in that way, you certainly felt a little hotter under the collar all of a sudden. I'm about to smash my head into this table because it was just too cute. I need something to counterbalance. Stay tuned for, it's now my break day coming up. So I'll see you next week for Heard You Like Me and for the next 3 Sero chapters next week. I'll see you then.